enjoyable experience with each other. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it is now 7 p.m. We are going to get started. We're going to do a little house cleaning real quick. Make sure that your lines are muted so that we can all enjoy the information and the value that's going to be added this evening. Also, we are a place of comfort. If you are that person that loves to ask questions and get your answers, please feel free to ask your questions. You can put them in the chat. You can raise your hand or you can unmute and say, excuse me, Antonio, I have a question, and ask your question. Also, if you are a person that likes to just sit back, enjoy, and take notes, please feel free to do that as well. Also, we do have the group chat. So if there is anything that you would like to say or something that sticks out to you this evening, please feel free to put that in the chat as well as converse with us. You'll see us put maybe laugh out loud in there every now and then. So please feel free to join us in that conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this evening. And now I am going to turn it over to the Antonio T. Smith Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wonderful time to have all of you. I see a lot of new people, so I'm grateful to have all of you here. This is one of the times that we open up what we do behind the scenes and we give it absolutely away for free. As you know, that the only way to get anything is to give first. I'll say that again. The only way to get anything is to give first. So this is that wonderful time that we will do that. That being said, as Deanna has told you, I'm going to do some talking, a little bit more talking than what I normally do. I'm going to do my very best to drop you high levels of knowledge to immediately impact what you are attempting to do in your business, your income, even your network marketing company. Whatever it is, take it here, bring it back to your home so you can impact the quality of your legacy. One more thing being said, it's good to be alive. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Today, I want to talk to you very simply about how to get 100% of the time the money you desire in your business or the money you desire in your job, okay? I'll repeat that for cognitive ability here. I want to tell you how to get 100% of the time the money you desire in your business or the money you desire on your job. And we're going to come from Think and Grow Rich. Let me just dispel a few things so we can have an immediate understanding and a knowledge here. It's a religious book. This most certainly isn't a religious course class. Now, if you like religion, good for you. If you don't, good for you. You're both right. The point here is that you want to try to lose your biases as fast as possible so you can receive the information. The more you have in your head that is blocking you from your breakthrough or your foundational millions is the more that you're going to be stopped. Now, for the last, we've been in Think and Grow Rich for 30 weeks, but for the last 2 weeks, I was describing to everyone how I got to the point years ago to where I was like, man, I'm learning all this stuff, but I'm not applying it. Now, I'm pretty sneaky with my wealth. I mean, I've been at the millionaire status for about 3 years now. But, I'm one of those guys like Grant Cardone. He says, he's riding around the Honda Civic as a millionaire. And one of the things that you want to do is you want to immediately recognize one thing, ladies, one thing, gentlemen. You want to immediately recognize there is a definite plan or purpose that you can do to activate what you want. I'll say that again. If you desire something, there is a definite way to do so. Now, we're not talking about the method, but the mission. Everybody write this down for me. Don't be married to the method. Be married to the mission. Basically, you want to be dating the methods and then married to the mission. So I've been explaining, hey, I got to this point, I was thinking about suicide, all sorts of crazy things. Who out there has been thinking about suicide before? Come on, you can be real. This is a very real environment. You get to that point, you're thinking, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle it. When I do all these things, you want to end your life, or you just give up. Or maybe you're not that drastic. Maybe you're saying things like, man, this keeps working out for everybody else, but it's not working out for me. I'm doing the right things. I'm going to my mosque. I'm going to my church. I'm going to these meetings. I'm sitting listening to Antonio, but it's still not working out for me. And then I've worked this plan. From the plan, and I explained it 2 weeks, so I won't review like I did last week. I'm just going to jump straight into it. But the first thing you need to get is the next thing that I've been talking about. It says, it is now awaiting transfer for me at the time, and it is in proportion that I deliver the service I intended to render for it. All right, now, if you've missed what I just said, I just put it in the chat for you right there. It's picking up on the middle of a paragraph that I was talking about last week. There is a lot here that we need to dissect. First, let's talk about it is now. And this is where this call is going to get convoluted a little bit. And this is where some of you are going to have to release a few of your biases and just relax. So everybody right now, take a deep breath for me. It's okay. You can play along. You're not losing anything. There you go. Take a deep breath. I see you. I see, look, I see. That's Miracle GRP. I see you right there. Y'all see her? She is so relaxed. The energy coming off her screen. Come on, look, y'all just clap right now. I'm telling you, the energy coming off her screen is so good. I'm telling you right now. Right? It's such a blessing to just relax, because I am about to say something that you were not taught in school, but we know it to be science and quantum physics or whatever. The only thing that exists is now. Everybody write that down. The only thing that exists is now, Robin. There's nothing else. There is no such thing as past. There is no such thing as future. The word that we use, past, means a present moment that we are trying to cognitively understand that happened over there. The word that we use for future is just a word that we use to say a now moment that is happening over there. Don't worry, I'll make this make sense to you. Last week, I told you that you can't, let me see, Femi, I said, Femi, if you go to college right now and you apply, you also graduate at the same time you apply. See, I was dropping seeds on this last week on purpose because I knew I had to come to a difficult part that made me, when I understood what I'm about to tell you, it unlocked everything for me. Let's repeat that. When you apply to be a freshman, you automatically schedule graduation as a senior. There's another way to say that. When you plant a seed, you automatically schedule the harvest. They both exist at the same time. The way we experience what we call time in a regular state of awareness is quite simple. We think time is just unfolding and unfolding and unfolding, but it's not true. Time is everywhere at the same time, all the time, and the only time that exists is now. Now, do me a favor, just relax a little bit more. Chantel, your hair looks amazing. Just relax a little bit more, right? A little bit more. Take a deep breath, because we're going deeper. We're going now into wacky and weird. Is this fair? We're going deeper. Take a deep breath. I just told you, when you schedule, you plant a seed, you automatically schedule a harvest. When you apply, you graduate at the same time. It's like, okay, I get that, but you know what? It's a little crazy. I get it. Let's go deeper. I also told you time doesn't unfold linearly. It's already what it is everywherely. Or what's the word for that? Omnipresent. There you go. Okay? It's omnipresent. Time is everywhere. We know this scientifically. Okay? This is Albert Einstein, fourth dimension, space-time continuum, folding. We know this. We proved this already. Albert Einstein proved this already. So this isn't new information. This is just new as the way you're hearing it. I want all of you to think, let's say that you believe in some sort of higher power, okay? I'm gonna make this make sense to you. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna think of the past. I want everybody to think 20 years into the past, okay? Remember, I'm surmising to you there's no such thing as the past. That's okay. We'll get there in a second. I want all of you to think right now, 20 years into the past. If you can't think of something, think of that first car accident you had, or think of the first child you had. I want you to think there. according to your limited understanding, you shouldn't be able to think of a past event because nothing's there no more. How can you think of something that does not exist right now? I'm getting deeper. Okay. All right. So now I can put my weight on it because Miss Miracle, CRP over here, GRP, she was like, she gave me the smile of approval. She got it. So it's going down. It's going down. I'm telling you, I got it. 21 and holding. Can't say he can't think back 20 years. He's been 21 for the last 20 years. I get it. No problem at all. I want you to think about this. How is it possible that you can think of the past when you're telling me in your language that the past doesn't exist no more? This is what you're telling me. But how can you think of something that isn't currently vibrating right now? Am I making this make sense to you? I'm going to go deeper. Now, I want you to think into the future. You've heard this. You go to these self-help seminars that tell you just visualize yourself. And nothing wrong with that, right? And just go, you've heard the pastor or the priest talk. Just think about what you desire. Think about the good that you desire, all these great things. But how can you think of something? How can you see where you're going? In Latin, inspired, the word inspired in Latin means that outer forces ignited you from within. That's what inspired means. That's Latin. That's now that you think about it, inspired. It says that for a reason, okay? This means, how can any of you, some of y'all right now saying, I'm gonna be a millionaire real soon. How is that possible that you can cognitively think about being a millionaire real soon if that reality didn't also exist? Because if you're telling me it don't exist, then you can't think of it. I'm going to keep walking with me. If you're telling me the past is over, then you shouldn't be able to remember it. The only thing that exists is now. We just use words to explain things the best we can. Does that make sense? I'll push it further. You don't want to forget, let me use Lillian right here. No, that's Liliana. Liliana right here, she has she's going to a party. It's a work party. Well, she doesn't have a job. She's a millionaire. It's a work party for the people she employs, right? I just spoke that over her. Did you see that? That's right there, right? So she employs 5,700 people, and it's a party because she's going to give out six-figure bonuses to all 5,700 people. All right? I'm going to speak it all over you right now, right? Now I want you to pay attention. She doesn't want to forget her keys so she can go to the party. Now I want you to watch how now Liliana is going to affect future Liliana, because there is no such thing as future Liliana, just now. What she does is she goes into her refrigerator. She puts her keys on some Tupperware. If you're from my culture, you got that butter, that butter, you know what I'm saying? That butter carton is the country crock. You know, we got the gumbo in it. It could be a dish bowl too. It could be soap and water to clean the counters. We do all sorts of stuff with this brown. Y'all know that brown bowl I'm talking about. That's my culture. You understand? Spaghetti go in there real good, and in the morning cereal go in there real good. You know that thing right there. She puts it on top of that because she's got the lid. I lost all my lids, Liliana. I don't have mine. They somewhere. My lids and my socks are in the same place. I don't know where they are. Right now. She puts them on there. And she does this because she says, 15 minutes from now, I'm going to dictate my behavior. You see it? 15 minutes from now, I'm going to control future me with now me. There is no future her. There's only a now. If you have a religious hat, the reason why you can still believe in the past and get those memories, because whatever you serve also exists in the past. And since that, whatever you serve exists, there's a reality back there, as well as the future. One more time, let's talk about the future now. I need you to get, when you get this inspiration, pay attention, that's outer forces inspiring you from within. That's what the word from Latin, the root of that word, it came from Latin, and that's what it meant. When they were using words back then, they were saying exactly what was happening. Outer forces are igniting me from within. When Daryl Dillahunty has this vision right now, has that happened to you? You got so excited from this great idea you happened right now? Well, people like me will tell you, future you. At that moment, you relaxed enough to vibrate at the frequency of future you. And future you, or if you're religious, you can say God, it's all good. Future you said, hey, this worked. Let me throw this idea to you, and I want you to build forward to me. I'm going to say it again. Donald, I'm going to say it again because I need everybody to get it. Chantel, I need everybody to get it. I'm inspiring you right now. There is a successful version of Chantel. You're already successful. There is a massively successful version of Chantel. And this massively successful version of Chantel says, hey, I'm always throwing you these signals of what to do next, but you're never vibrating at my frequency because you're stressed. Chantel got it. Because they getting on your nerves. Because you worried about the bills. Ain't no bills over here, just success. And finally, you relaxed long enough, Liliana, long enough to where I can communicate with you. This is why y'all get those ideas. You think Rich would say the ether, right? You get these ideas and you just know it's going to work. You know, like you know, and you follow through, and you know what? Find out you was right about it, wasn't you? Come on, somebody, come, you can help me out in this place. You know what I'm talking about, right? That's what happened. The you in another now time said, hey, do this, Terry. Do this, Ken. And when you steal yourself, I want to make sure this is an understanding for everybody. So I want to use about 5 or 6 schools of thoughts, okay? I'm going to hit religion, philosophy, medics, all sorts of stuff. When you steal yourself, when you control your vibration, okay, I'm in another school of thought. When you relax in your mind, now I'm in neuroscience. When you allow, now I'm in New Age thinking. When you be still and know you are God, now I'm in some people's sacred text, okay? When you go with your first mind, now I sound like your 3rd grade teacher, baby, just trust your first instinct, okay? You understand? When you just stop and be, then every version of success for you can communicate with you, and that's where those ideas come from. And that's how you know you're right now. That was a very simple explanation of a quantum physics term called superposition. I dare you to Google it while I'm talking. Superposition, one word, and you will see what I just talked about. Now, I had to give you a 19-minute explanation for you to catch the one thing that I put in chat earlier. It is now. Now watch the rest of the sentence. Awaiting transfer to me, keep paying attention, at the time and in the proportion that I deliver the service. So stop. We're going to work towards the end of the sentence. We're going to book in this conversation. I just gave you, yes, it is already done. That's many schools of thoughts. I'm going to book in this conversation. I gave you the beginning end. Now I'm going to give you the back end, okay? The back end says, Femi, when you do the appropriate portion of service, that's what it says. It is now awaiting transfer to me at the time and the proportion that I deliver the service. that I intend to render for the return of it. So we're bookending now. I want all of you to pay attention. This universe is only giving you what you put in it. That is all. Nothing more. Old folk in Texas say, if it's in the well, it's in the bucket. That means if you go to that well and you draw up that bucket, whatever you put in the well, Chantel, that's the only thing coming out that bucket. Earl Nightingale, the great dean of motivation, says, you can't go to the stove and say, stove, give me heat. First, you have to put wood into the stove. All right, you say my stove ain't that old. We got electricity now. You right. I apologize. I didn't mean to offend you. You got electricity. You can't go in your backyard and say, backyard, give me some grapes. That's not the way it works, Chantel. Just don't. You can't do that. You can't just say, I demand grapes. And I don't care how lofty you pray prayers. You can't pray for grapes you ain't planted. Oh, I'm talking. Now, Femi, I'm in my groove now. I feel it now. You don't get to pray, think, ask, believe, or affirm. I hit a lot of school of thoughts there, okay? I want everybody to accuse me of being overly this, that. I'm trying to be as fair as possible. You don't get to go to your wall and read affirmations and get those grapes if you didn't put in, and I'll read it to you, the portion that you deliver for the service you intend to render. You must give before you ever receive. I'm bookending it, right? I'm still in the bookend. I just proved to you there's no such time as past future. It's just the now. I'm going to open that back up. I got to get to the middle to do it. But right now, it's only two things you learned so far. Now only, and you got to put in the render. You got to render the service you intend to get back. Donald, I'll do it this way because, they went to school and they know Newton's laws of motion. The first one, an object at rest will remain at rest when unbalanced force acts upon it. Okay, you got that one. Here's my favorite one, Chantel. Every action has an opposite and equal reaction. Now, you believe this and you know it. This is why if you're in a car accident going 70 miles per hour and you're not wearing your seatbelt, your face will hit the windshield at 70 miles per hour. I'll say it again because I want you all to pay attention to why people get hurt in accidents. Right now, I see Gerald driving. Now, he's not going to have an accident. I speak that over him right now. But however fast his vehicle, he said, oh, thank you, right? However fast his vehicle is going is also how fast he's going. That's the first law of motion. He's sitting there. It's called inertia. The vehicle's taking all the turbulence, but he's protected by the windshield. All right, now just break it down for you. It's shielding you from the wind, okay? Windshield. There is a reason why we use these words, okay? Now, when he hits something, the car comes to an abrupt stop, but he does not. Now, the third law of motion must come into effect. When he hits the car, he hits the windshield, and however fast he was getting hit, and how fast the car was going, that's how fast he's going. Now, this is those tricky questions. Y'all remember those questions in school if the train leaves station A? You remember that? Yeah. And then at what time was train leave station B? I'm just simply explaining that to you because I'm trying to make a point here. That means all of you believe that. That's why you wear your seatbelt. You don't just wear your seatbelt because the police tell you to do so. You wear your seatbelt because you've experienced a bad driver and you almost hit the back seat, front seat, or something. Okay. Now, if you understand that cognitively through science, why do you think that your weak and wimpy work effort is not hitting you back? Come on, somebody. Why do you think that your good and faithful work ethic isn't hitting you back? Every action has an opposite and equal reaction. If you angry all the time and you hate people silently on the inside, You will get ulcers. You will have a stroke. You will have something on the inside to the ability and force of the hate you had on the inside. That's called pH balance. I'm not explaining nothing you don't already know. pH balance, homeostasis, what they call that, okay? Now, bookending this here, it says, I will deliver a certain amount of service that I intend to get what I want. That's the bookend, right? The power is in the middle. Can we go to the middle? The middle says, it's awaiting transfer. Whoops, that makes me happy. Daryl, I'm about to fly out my seat. That makes me happy. It's awaiting transfer. Let me tell y'all why I have experienced success where other folk have not, and I'm very grateful for that. I just understand that whatever I'm thinking is awaiting transfer to come to me. Oh, y'all ain't heard me. Y'all ain't heard me. I don't beg for nothing. I expect transfer. Oh, I'm going to get somebody. I wish I'd seen some old faces out there. I'm trying to get somebody. I expect, BJ Fletcher, I expect that it's already in transfer to me, awaiting me to do what I need to do to get it. All right, I'm going to recap that. Point number one, I said, ain't no such thing as past, present, and future. It's just now. Now listen, every major religion says that. Quantum physics, space-time continuum, Albert Einstein, light bends in water, all that's telling you there's only now. All that's telling you there's only now. Period, point blank. Now that you understand there's only now, then I hit you with the bookend part of the story. You gotta put in before you get back. So y'all got it backwards. You've been working the system your way. You take a proven system and then you work it your way, and you want to get bananas when you planting poison. It don't work that way. Can I help some of y'all out? Can I help out some of y'all that like to believe and pray? You can't pray away poison. When you plant it, you will reap it, whether you want to or not. Well, I don't believe in God. That's fine too. You can't think away poison. You plant it, you get it. Is everybody following? You plant it, you get it, whether you want it or not. That's Newton's third law of motion. Every action, Chantel, has an opposite and equal reaction. So hear me now. Your life up to this point has hit you equally as hard as you hit those seeds. I'm trying to help somebody. I'm going to free you today. I normally don't talk. Normally there'll be some discussions up in here. I'm going to hold a discussion here just for a little bit, and we're going to talk about it. But I've got to get everybody, I've got to float everybody up to this vibratory frequency. Is this fair? I got to float us up here. I have to lift us. One, only now. Two, in that nowness, if you ain't putting out, you ain't getting back. That don't change. How can you have a baby if you don't first receive a seed? Come on. You can't get back grapes if you didn't plant them. You can't. See, we want pain-free lives where we can eat steak and Reese's all day, and when we get fat, we want to wake up skinny. You understand? And we even pray about it. Ooh, Lord, just let me wake up skinny. We do all that stuff. But what if I want to lose my stomach, and I got a little pooch out here, right? If I want to lose my stomach, I have to first give cardio my effort. Do you understand? I can't say, hey, track, make me lose weight. No. Track says, until you run on me, you ain't losing that stomach. Until you burn more calories than you take in. I wish I had Daryl here. He not not eating reaches. Until you burn calories, more calories than you take in, you can't lose weight. Chantel know that she work out 6 times a day. She do. She be squats and stuff and all sorts of stuff, right? But she has to hit the gym, and the gym will then hit her body as hard as she hit the gym. Is that fair? There's no other way of life. Now, if you're in business, let me tell you what I just did for you. I still haven't got to all the middle, but let me just tell you what I did for you. 100% of the time, if you want the money that you deserve, that you get, you understand all you have is now. If you keep piling up enough tomorrows, you'll only end up with a lot of empty yesterdays. If you keep piling up, I'll do it tomorrow, you'll be left with a bunch of empty yesterdays. Am I helping somebody? You will be left with a bunch of empty yesterdays. And I don't know about you. I'm going to just be real with you. I can't take no empty yesterday. How many of you tired of partial blessings? You understand? You tired of getting halfway blessed. You work the system, you get part of the money, but not enough money to leave your job. I'm trying to help somebody. You go to school, but you don't get to graduate. You get married, but you don't get to be happy. I'm getting some driveways. You hit the gym, but you never lose weight. Come on now. Because there's something about what you're doing that's not in alignment with the positive harvest that comes back for you. You're not living in the now, you're living in the future. How many of y'all right now, sometime this year, you done put off something very important to do until tomorrow, you still ain't got it done? Come on. Come on. That should be everybody up here, right? You know, some of us, if you like me, you look at them clothes that need to be folded and be like, fold thyself, right? But it don't work. It don't work. I tried. I do magician voices. Be folded. You know, it just don't work. It just don't work. Abracadabra. You know, I get in there, Harry Potter, you know, all sorts of stuff. I get me a stick like it's a wand. I get my cousin come pray over it. Them clothes never fold themselves until I go fold them myself. I hate folding clothes. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all. I know y'all like folding clothes. Oh, Liliana said use the force. That's it. That's what I should have did. I tried everything but the force. That was my fault. I tried everything but the force. But honestly, we get it, but we don't get it. In order for me to manifest $15 million, I need to put zero proximity between me. Yeah, I can dig it. In order for me to manifest $15 million, I need to put zero proximity between me and the actions that yield $15 million. That's 100% facts. That's 100% facts. Now, let's get back to this awesome middle. It says it's a waiting transfer. That's a part of simple. Can I bless y'all? You have about 6 forms of speech. You have what you call past, present, future, as you understand it. Then you have perfect past, perfect future. Basically, what that means is nuances. I'll give you some examples. It says, I go to the store. When I go to the store, Chantel, if I'm telling Femi, no, I go to the store. And you can tell I'm presently telling Femi, it's done though, but I go to the store. Mm-hmm. When I say I went to the store and I tell Michelle Washington, I'm telling Michelle, nah, I went a long time ago. It's good. You ain't got to worry about it. Sit down. I got the sodas already. And then Daryl says soda, and he loses his mind, and he said that's nothing but sugar, right? Now, but when I'm saying, Ken Underhill, when I say, Jacqueline, when I say I'm going to the store, I'm saying something different. I'm saying I'm on my way. I haven't quite got there yet, but there's no end in sight, Marjorie. Woo! Okay, I'm gonna get way too excited about this. I'm getting way too excited, okay? Going is a participle. It's raining. It hasn't stopped yet. It's on the way. It's on the way. I'm going says, I'm not where I want to be. I haven't gotten to the gold. I haven't gotten to the arrival, but I'm not where I used to be. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Okay. Marjorie, what I'm saying is, if I'm going to the store, I'll prove to you I left my old location. I left the old me behind, Michelle. I haven't got to the full me yet, but I'm on my way. Now, y'all heard all that? Come on, that's a waiting. You got it. Grace got where I was going. A waiting transfer says, Marjorie, I know you've been praying for me. I haven't got all the way to you, but I'm not where I was when you prayed the first time. I'm trying to help somebody. I really am. I know, Donald, that you got your dream wall, Chantel. And I'm telling you that I'm awaiting transfer. When you put up the dream wall, I'm closer now than when you put it up. Now, there's a law called law of acceleration. It means the faster Chantel heads to her dreams, is the faster her dreams are also coming to Chantel. Let me help you out for a little bit. That's Newton's third law of motion all over again, ain't it? This was some pretty words. Every action, Marjorie, has an opposite and equal reaction, Chantel. Do you see where I'm going? If Chantel run after her dreams say, oh, wait a minute, let me run after you. Awaiting transfer says, Daryl, Michelle, I don't know exactly when I'm getting there because you ain't did all you should just yet. But baby girl, I'm closer than you really think. That's Think and Grow Rich, ain't it? Remember that 3 feet from gold story? Most people quit 3 feet from gold. I'm trying to help you out right now. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. So pay attention to how these words are combined. Now, that's the only thing that matters. But in your nowness, Jackie, in your nowness, there is a waiting transfer. In the nowness, your dreams are waiting for you. Did you hear me? I'm trying to make this as plain as possible, Mo Williams. In your now, like right now, as in right now as we speaking, right now, Bob, right now, in your now, your dreams are saying, we on the way. Pay attention. Pay attention. As of right now, to get your dreams on, in fact, I'm going to answer, how do we know it's coming? I was actually going to go there. Pay attention. Let me set it up again. Now, your dreams are awaiting transfer. I'm going to say it again. Say it again, Dave. Now, remember I told you, all there is now. Yes? There is no past, no future, just now. Is everybody receiving? You don't have to agree with me, but are you receiving that I'm saying now? Because I'm about to bless your socks off. Now, it's awaiting transfer, okay? Here we go again. It is now awaiting transfer. Chantel, you're going to get it this time. Now produces on the way. Okay. Robin, hear me well. If you want to get halfway to your dreams, just live in the now. It's the only requirement. I didn't say education. I didn't say be good with words. I didn't say be the right color, be the right gender. I didn't say be the right age. I said in order to get your dreams on the way to transferring to you, you don't have to be smart. You have to be now. You know why some of y'all dreams never show up? Because you're never in the now. You know every possible way you're not going to be a coach. Some of y'all right now, if I asked you, you'll know all the ways they won't pay your full price. Come on. You convince yourself, but they never pay. I just keep dealing with all these people that don't pay. Do you understand when you say I keep dealing with all these people that don't pay? You're no longer in the now. You're in those people's vibrations. Okay. Dave, John Calloway, when you start talking about them, you're vibrating at them. And you stop being in your now, you start being in their now. So when you're waiting transfers to you, it skips you because you ain't in the now, you're in them. Oh, we ought to have some. I'm trying to tell you, we do so much to get on their vibration. Well, your church ain't gonna be big, or that network marketing ain't gonna work for you, or this that dream ain't gonna work. You too young to be helping little girls. You can't. You a woman. You got to work twice as hard as a man. All that stuff is somebody else's thought that you're now in instead of your now.
Antonio, can I ask a question?
Come on, ask.
Okay. Does in the now mean maximum concentration on what you're believing for or hoping for?
Did you say maximum concentration? Is that the word you said?
Yes. In believing in what you're hoping for or desiring, like just, I want X and X is going to come. Is that what the now means?
No, because when you said believing and hoping, you also put that in a participle. So when you're believing and hoping, you're saying, hey, dreams, I'm believing in you. I know you're on the way, but there's no end in sight.
So is it dream you're here and I can feel it or feel you? I can taste you. I can experience you. Like in your mind you are.
That's right. When you can feel it, taste it, dream it, see it in the palm of your hand, that ain't believing no more. That's relaxed and allowing and expecting. That is when you say, I know it's on the way. There's a Latin word for that too. It's called decision. The Latin word for decision means to cut off. Scission. And incision means for me to cut in you. The Latin word for decision means to cut off all other options. So when you're saying, I hope and I believe, you're doing right. That's the second part of that ask, believe, receive. Receive says, I ain't worried about nothing. Oh, I know it's good. How are you so calm? Because I'm already blessed. I already have all I need. And on the way is more coming to me. And I receive that right now as well. Does that make sense to you? Little lover, that makes sense to you?
It does. It's almost like you're saying, feeling the feeling of it already happening or already being. If the being happening is not putting me in the past or present participle.
Every great teacher that's ever come and manifested anything said the same thing. Everyone. Buddha, Gandhi, Jesus, Martin Luther King, Leonardo DiCaprio. That was a joke. That was a joke.
You get the point, though, right? Version of it.
Sure, I'll give you Jesus' version of it. He got a couple of versions of it. I'll give you just a few of them. Let's use Jesus. Hold on, let me ask you a question. Do you want Jesus' actual words or do you want Jesus as in the encapsulation of the Bible? Which one are you asking for? And I'll answer exactly what you're asking.
I want a scriptural reference that I can go back to and meditate.
There you go. Got you. I can do exceedingly and abundantly above all that you ask or think. Nothing is impossible with God. Whatever you ask. No, let me back up a little bit. Oh, Rabbi, what did you do to that fig tree? Oh, you can do the same thing to this fig tree. Whatever you ask or believe, you see that mountain? Tell that mountain to be cast up and put into the sea. And we can go on and on. The just shall walk by faith. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for. Somebody put that in there? There you go. There you go. Now, if you are of a religion, doesn't matter. I know the top 10 of them, okay? So whatever one you got, come to me. I'm excited to make this relatable in your tongue. Okay? Now, do me a favor. I like what Marjorie just did. If you know some answers as well, put them in the chat. Okay? And when we go back and review, you'll be able to have that there in the chat. Is that fair enough? Mm-hmm. Now, there is one that I really love the most, according to what the lover's faith is. I love it. Be faithful over the few. I'll make you rulers over many. I love that one. That one makes me relax in my body. Because it doesn't say have the best stuff, Michelle. It don't say, Liliana, you know you better be smart. No, it says whatever you got, Jackie, be thankful for it. I'll handle the rest. Every great.
Okay, can I try to make an example?
Sure.
Okay, so this is going to be a penny example, but it just works for me.
All right, make it work.
If I have $1, don't squander 99 cents on Twinkies.
Come on now.
Give 10 cents away to somebody, invest 10 cents, and give me something to do with other 10 cents. What can I do with it? I gave it to somebody, I invested it, and I can save it.
There you go.
And live off the 70. So that to me is taking what you have and maximizing it or using it to maximum capacity in the most efficient way.
That's right.
Is
and
that,
I'll add more to that. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to make sure I grasp the concept because I'm going to go back in the noisy environment, but I want to make sure I understand your point right about all you have is the now.
Right now, you're grasping 70% of the concept. You're missing the one thing that we don't ever teach y'all. Everything you just said, listen to what you said. Give the 10%. Do something with the 20%, or right, live off 70. All those were present words that insinuate a completed action. That's what the present says. It's happening now and it's complete. Does everybody follow me? Mm-hmm. Present is both now and complete. So the 30% you're missing there, the lover, is very simple. Everything you just so wisely said is a completed action you're not praying or stressing over. It's a completed action she's not praying or stressing over. When she saves the 20%, she don't start believing in the 20%. This is most of our problems. We do something and we keep believing in it. Or we believe it and never get it done because we're stuck in the believing. When she gives the 10%, that's an action that is complete right now. Is she stressing about the 10? She gave it. Is she thinking about doing the 10? No, she gave it. Is she saying anything else but I gave the 10, I'm completely relaxed, I ain't even thinking about it no more? Now watch this here. Thank you, Lover. Oh, wait, Lover, did that help you? Because I'm about to tie a good bow on it for you.
Yes. It's the 30% is not thinking about it, not fixating on it, not worrying about it, not stressing, not meditating on it in the negative.
Now, every time something ever life-changing ever happens to you, that's the state you in right there. Think about it. Think about all y'all. You can't even have a baby if you don't relax. to almost die and break your skin, you have to relax. I'm serious. You can't tuck the baby in and have it at the same time. You can't fight against your body. When you do it, you say it is finished. I just helped somebody with that. It is finished. You say it is finished. And when something is finished, you don't go back and pick it back up. Now, I'm going to make this make plenty of sense to everybody, including the lover. Let's take this plastic bag. We're going to make this plastic bag that you can see now, we're going to make it the ground. Everybody, if you can't see me, if you're audible only, I have a plastic bag horizontally facing the camera. The plastic bag is the ground. Now what I'm going to do, Mo Williams, is I'm going to put this beer cap, don't judge me, I had a Dos Equis earlier. I'm going to put this beer cap in the ground to get me a six-pack, okay? I'm going to plant a cap seed to get me a six-pack. Fair? Here's what happened. Now let's make this beer cap, let's make this beer cap my breakthrough. Okay, it's no longer a beer cap, it's my breakthrough, Marjorie. And the ground controls my breakthrough. Because you know the ground is the ground 100% of the time. You ain't never planted nothing in the ground got confused in its identity. That's never happened. Okay? Now, I put my breakthrough in the ground. This is what the lover was struggling with. This is what she got over it now, but most of you still struggling with it. It's in the ground now, Chantel. But let me tell you what y'all do, Mo Williams. You start believing. Now, you're done. You need to start receiving. Receiving means I'm letting the ground have guidance and control and sovereignty over this seed. No longer will I try to have power over the seed. I've given it to the ground. Okay? I understand in my hand, seed ain't going to do nothing but sweat. I get it. But when I watch it, release it, and put it in something that's been around longer than me, that's smarter than me, that never has an identity crisis, when I do that to the ground, now my next thing is to receive the harvest, but I walk away and I respect my ground and I'm going to water it when I need to be watered, and I'm going to keep the pest away. I'm going to keep the negative people out my life. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I meant by pest. I'm going to keep them ignorant folk away from our gardens. Can I help you? Now, here's what y'all do when y'all keep believing. Please hear me. Hear me very well. You go, ooh, I'm believing it's there. Let me go check on it. Oh. And you pick it up out the ground and you unschedule the harvest because you was believing. Believing made you put it in the ground. Now that it's in, get out of believing and go into receiving. Start prepping for the spring. You don't keep believing, because here's what happens. Y'all believe. Let me just, I know it's gonna work. Let me just check on it. And every time you go check on your seed, you reschedule your harvest. Write that down. Write that down. Every time you check on your seed, you reschedule your harvest. There's a word for somebody today.
That was for me.
That was for you? I normally, if you do this class, there's normally much more conversation, but Dave said he received that too. There's normally much more conversation, but I have to do this. It's so much meat here that I really need to get this done. So you can have, I have to, what I said, elevate us to this vibratory frequency I need us to have. As long as you keep believing, you're going to keep checking on that harvest. You're going to keep checking on that seed. And every time you pick it up, Chantel, you reschedule what was already on the way. Don't believe me? It says awaiting transfer. If you know it's awaiting transfer, what you checking on it for? You know, old folks say a watch pot don't boil.
That's it.
You ever try to watch water boil? Boy, watch your water boil. That's something, boy, I'm telling you. You literally got to walk away. Now, I don't watch water boil. All right, then go try to cook some spaghetti and see what that spaghetti going to start getting soft. You're going to be there 15 years watching that spaghetti. Do you understand? Now, receiving is when the lover said, I gave it. She knows with confidence when she invested that 10%, she ain't worried about that money no more. She know I invested it. I can't lose it. All it can do is come back to me multiplied. Now, if you got faith in the money, you ought to have faith in everything else. Because money, we made up. All them Bible scriptures and Islamic sutras that you're looking for to justify money, with no money back then. They did barter and trade. They had gold, they had sheep and stuff. We made money up. So if you believe these rules for money, you better believe it for your life. I'm helping somebody. It's a waiting transfer. If it's a waiting right now, if I was to send all of y'all $1 million right now, and you went at your bank and you went online and you saw pending, would you start believing in that money if it's pending? Come on now, help me out. If you saw $1 million transferring and it says pending, will be here tomorrow, would you still have to believe? Or would you start making the yourself like, for what? You know what I'm saying? Why would you believe? You would literally go in receiving mode. You start cutting people out your life. I can't fool with you no more. I can't do that. I'm a millionaire now. I don't do stuff like that. Come on, help me out, somebody. You know what I'm talking about. You start, some of y'all right now, start cutting people off. It was a wonderful lady. This lady, I love to tell this story. This lady, she was a really, really good churchgoer. You know, she's one of them churchgoers. And she was having a really hard time in life. And one of the popular pastors in the city said, hey, you need to go and make some changes. And that lady, for some reason, like Deanna just had that reaction over here. She said, whoo, I felt it all in my spirit. Well, pastor ain't hear from him for about 6 days. It's unusual. So he called the phone. She missed the call, but he was intrigued by the voicemail. The voicemail said, and I quote, this is a true story. Hey, you've reached Keisha. I'm making some changes in my life. Leave your number and your name, and I'll call you back. If I don't, you're one of those changes. And you better have a Keisha spirit about you. You understand that she didn't have faith in these changes. She wouldn't believe in these changes. She said, I made these changes, it's done. If I don't call you back, you one of them changes. It's a waiting transfer. That's actually a true story. Dr. Marcus Cosby told that story a long time ago. It's actually a true story happened in Houston, Texas. True story. It is now a waiting transfer. Now, this is the last part, and then we're going to talk about it. At the time and in proportion, let's stop right there. We got to stop right there. I gave you the bookend. I told you the middle is the good part. It's a waiting transfer at the time. At the time and a waiting in portion. So what time? Somebody asked me earlier, how do I know it's coming? It's coming when you go. I wish I had somebody. If you're in your comfort zone, it ain't coming. If you don't pick up a book and that's what you need to do to get to the next level, it ain't coming. Did you hear what Jackie said? I need to remove all distance between me and 15 million. But how many people want to actually do that? Most people. I talk all over the world. Just like stuff like this. When I speak at engagements, I don't even count this stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with the 400, right? This stuff. I want you to think about this for a second. Most people hear me talking and they go, wow, and then go home and don't do nothing. And when they don't do nothing, I'm going to tell you why they don't do nothing here in a second. Yeah. Here in a second, I'm going to tell you why they don't do nothing. It's awaiting transfer, but only at the portion that you deliver the service. You know why some of y'all keep getting partial blessings? Because you keep giving partial service. And you got to accept that one. You keep getting partial blessings because you keep giving partial service. Can I push it further? They don't pay for your services because you're always asking discounts for other people's services. The universe is sending you customers after your own heart. I'm trying to help somebody. I'm trying to help you. The universe is sending you people that act just like you. People pay me full price. People pay me full price. I pay full price. I pay everybody. If I don't want the service no more, I cut it off. Done. But I'll make sure that you won't give me no effort that I have not paid for. I make sure of it. Now, you may want more, but I've perceived that what you're doing, how you're behaving, you're no longer adding value. Because remember, I got to want what you're selling more than I want my money. And you lost your influence with me. And that's why I cut my service off. That make sense to you? Now, I don't owe nobody nothing. And everybody I did owe got paid. And people pay me full price. Period. Yeah. The universe sends me customers that pay me full price. If you are not getting full price, they always asking me for a discount. They never want to pay. Stop blaming it on your city and blame it on your behavior. Come on now. We can't all be from cities that don't support each other. You know, all the time. You know what? Black folk just don't want to support black folk. They support me. So it's not all that true. The universe is responding to you in the manner in which you render it service. Last thing. Now that you got all that understanding, now I got to throw you for a loop. The only way this stops is if you go around infectors. Remember that garden I was talking about? Let me plant my garden again. Here's my garden. See my garden? Here's what happens, Femi. I got my cap right here. It's in here. Here's my, see, it's deep in the ground. I'm going to reschedule the harvest now. I done messed it up. All right. Here's my garden. Here's my seed. I'm Femi. I put a good seed in there. Ooh, I'm good. And you know what? Femi living a good life. You don't even bother that seed. And that seed came out the ground. But here's what also happened. Femi was like me a long time ago. Femi had some bad people around him. And he shared his garden with them. So now when his good harvest came out, I'm talking to somebody now. He couldn't even enjoy his good harvest because all they poisonous harvest grew up with his good harvest. How many of you in that position right now? Don't lie. Don't lie. Your business suffering right now because you got the wrong people coming in the doors. Some of y'all churches is suffering right now because you won't get rid of members. I can't get rid of members. That ain't a member, that's a wolf. You get rid of that wolf, and them sheep will start multiplying. I told y'all last week, some customers need to be fired. I don't keep customers around. I fired 10 customers today. Please, if you're inside the ATS Business University, go into ATS Business University and see if you can see some names. Some of y'all on here ain't even in there right now. You on the back office side, but you can't see the group no more. You fire fat that's cancerous. Well, that's not right. That's arrogant. That's wrong. It is not arrogant to protect your garden. It's intelligent, Dave. You are the steward of your garden. And if you don't protect it, then you haven't been faithful to the few, so you don't get to be ruled over many gardens. I've grown more by the people I've let go and the positions I've dissolved than trying to appease wolves that only want to talk behind my back and tell people what I wasn't. No organization on planet Earth, and I'll use their words in the chat, survives on nightshade alone. You've been listening to Earl Nightingale, right? I need you to get that. You cannot plant poison and think you're going to live. Neither can you hate somebody. Hate is poison. You can't drink poison and expect me to feel it. You can't do that. You can't do that. So here's what's happening. Some of you're going to hear everything I said. And get ready, we could open up for a heck of a discussion. You're going to hear everything I said, y'all. And you're going to actually do the right thing, Liliana. You're going to do it. You're going to do the right thing. You're going to do the right thing. Pastor Bob, you're going to do the right thing. You're going to do the right thing, Chantel, Michelle, Marjorie. But there's some folk in your life that shouldn't be there. And you are vibrating beyond them now, but you're trying to go to a new level of awareness and hold on to old people who belong at your old level of awareness. And you don't get to do both. It's physically impossible. Some of y'all have vibrated past some of the people in your life. That don't make them bad. I'm not saying these people are bad. I'm saying they're no longer good for your future. You want to still see them? Holler at them on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But you don't need to be building businesses with them. And you certainly don't need to be sitting on the same 3,000 count bed sheet with them. I'm trying to keep it real, Margie. I'm trying to keep it real. You messed up your 3,000 count bed sheet with this poison, nightshade. Nightshade in human form. He cute, but he poison. Am I making it plain?
Yeah, very.
And here's what happens. Your good stuff come out your garden. It comes out. It goes, woof. And then it gets suffocated by dealing with the harvest of everybody else. Last story I tell, and then we open up a discussion. I had an uncle. Loved uncle. Married into the family. The uncle's cool in the fan. Uncle had a crack problem, though. No problem. I felt, he was binging one night, and he was on parole. And he had just got out the last time. Because the way it works in the system is when you violate your parole, they don't just get you for what you did. Whatever you were on parole for, they rekindle that whole sentence. So if you was on a 25-year, you're not going to do 25 years for violating that parole, okay? Now, so I picked him up. I'll never forget this lesson. I told Tempest this. She remembers. Picked him up, let him stay at the house. He binged for 3 days straight. It was crazy. Let him sleep on the couch. Now, I got 2 young boys. At the time, they were about, they 10 and 7 now, so they were about 7 and 4. They ain't never seen drugs in their life because their daddy came from drugs. That's all I knew was drugs. Family, my parents, drug addicts, etc., had to give me up. Unc got clean. Oh, man. And Unc got a voice. He can sing. He ain't got no front teeth, though. He ain't got no front teeth. But he can sing. He can get it in. Did good. And here's what happened, Chantel. 4 months later, Elroy. I ain't even changing the name to protect the innocent. Elroy. Man, come on to this barbecue, man. Elroy used to smoke crack with Unc 5 months before. Unc didn't come home that night, Chantel. Didn't even come home that week. One friend One friend, one barbecue undid 4 months of sobriety.
Wow.
Some of y'all got Elroy in your life right now. You don't cuss until Elroy come around. Come on now. Help me out. You don't drink until Elroy come around. You don't get that headache until Elroy Isha come around. You know who it is. And here's what happened. Did some crazy stuff. He came back, and then he was binging, and he boo-booed all over the house. With the problem. Cleaned it up. This is what he did, though. This was really the problem. He don't even remember. He just got up, and then just walked around naked and went to the kids' room. Now, we got a problem. You understand, okay? Because them boys ain't even seen nobody drunk before, let alone binging. You understand what I'm saying? And then I thought about it. I wasn't even mad. I might say, you know what, when I finally had to, we cool to this day. I say, and he's clean. He's clean to this day, so that's good. He's on about a year sobriety. That's good. But I learned something. I learned that no matter how good he wanted to be, he was a tree with fruit on it. And my kids, I put the tree in my living room and expected the fruit not to fall from the tree. I'm trying to make this as plain as possible, Daryl. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying the fruit failed. And I had to clean it up, and my boys had to witness it. Ladies and gentlemen, I challenge you. I put it back to you before we open up a discussion. How many fruits you got falling on your living room floor that you didn't plant? I'm 70 years old. I ain't even 70. I most certainly ain't planted one of his seeds in his ground or on his tree. But when I let his tree in my house, I had to reap his harvest. Feds came, kicked in the door. Well, they didn't kick it in. They not looking for him, violent parole. Not that he's a bad person. He doesn't plant seeds that serve my reality. And there was a year stretch I couldn't get what I wanted because I had to deal with Unc's seeds.
Wow.
Please, don't get all that now and ain't no past, present, and all that spooky stuff I gave to you. Don't get all that. Apply it, and then fool around and let somebody else's tree land in your garden. All right, let's talk about it. Everything I said don't matter. In your own way, let's have us an open discussion for the next 47 minutes. Who's first? Tell me what you learned, what's on your spirit, what you got. Just give it to me. I'm listening. Who got it? Let me see. Hands up, faces up. What you got? Who got it? Anybody?
I go for it.
Everybody. Go ahead.
I was just listening to what you were saying, and what I'm recently, and I'm thinking that I was losing my mind. And because of the fact that everything you just said, I was feeling, well, no, I ain't gonna say I was, I'm feeling that way about the individuals around me. And I just felt like, it's not that I'm better than them. I'm not looking at it like that, but it's like my thinking and everything has gone way above and beyond what they're thinking. When they're talking to me at times, it's like I feel irritated and frustrated because it's like they're not on the same vibrational wavelengths as I feel as me. Not that I'm, super science, Einstein, type, high IQ and all of that. But I thought something was wrong with me. And I said, man, am I angry? Am I hating everybody? But the feeling that I finally realized that on my vibration, I am surpassing them. They're not serving a particular need in helping me or contributing to my getting to where it is that I want to be and need to be. And I really thought I was feeling bad about that. And when I heard you say that tonight, I was like, oh, so I'm not crazy. And that made, it just made me feel a whole lot better. I just felt like, okay, then I'm on the right track then. Excuse me, I'm in the truck on the road, so forgive the background. So, I feel better now because I really was struggling with it. I really was struggling because I was thinking I was, being mean or being selfish. But, I've spent so much of my life being Captain Save-All to so many other people, and to finally waking up and open my eyes, and I'm like, dang, I done been there and saved so many others. I ain't did nothing for me, and I can't get nobody to save me. If I was out there drowning, I couldn't get nobody to throw me no doggone life jacket. And it's just, I just felt good, when I heard that. I said, okay, so this thing that I'm feeling, I'm not crazy. So it's something good that's happening to me, and it lets me know I'm on the right track. That's what I wanted to say.
That's beautiful, man. I want to say this doesn't necessarily apply to you, but it needs to be said for all, because we have a tendency to always be the superhero, never the villain. The good person in the story, never the villain. All right? I'm not saying this applies to him, but I have to say it here. I need you all to understand objectively, consciously, spiritually, all of that, every school of thought, nothing can exist in your reality unless it's also in you. Nothing can exist in your reality. That's right. Unless it's also in you. And we all need to receive that. This is why I never attack people who are attacking me. Because I understand fundamentally I'm not King David, I'm King Saul, and we all are. That's a biblical reference. I understand I'm just as wicked as the person attacking me. You understand what I'm saying? See, that's when you have that real awareness going on, when I would do the same thing to them. I've just learned some behaviors that stop me from doing that. And I'm not going to like this one. And if I want them to stop it, I need to stop focusing on them and only on the reality that I want to have and be. Right here, before I get Michelle, Michelle's next, but hey, Brian, can you talk? You may, I know you were busy.
Yeah, I heard the
Okay,
cue.
I know you had to say something. Now,
I heard the cue.
Yes. Now, I said this to Brian in a religious setting. Now, Brian, don't make it too religious overtone, but I just want you, he's going to use some characters that are in what you call the Christian Bible. If you don't know it, one of the characters would be a good guy and the other character would be a bad guy, okay? That's all you need to understand. But both the good guy and the bad guy were picked by the higher power. Is that fair? That's the background of the story. All right, Brian, let us hear it, and we get Michelle next. In fact, hold on, wait a minute. Let me preface it one more time. Listen to what he's about to say, because he was so ready to be so ugly when I first met him. And I crushed it, because this is not only is it who I am, but it's how you need to think. Go ahead, Brian.
Yes, when I first met Antonio, it was at a Starbucks in a small Texas city called Texas City. It was Texas City, Texas. I met Antonio at a Starbucks, and I was upset. I was very, very upset at the way that the pastor who I was currently sitting under was treating me. I was livid, and I met Antonio to what I thought would to vent and to talk about a pastor to another pastor and say how much he's biblically wrong and incorrect. So I go into Starbucks and I sit down and he offers me some coffee or some water or something. And he looks at me, he say, "You ready?" I say, "Yeah, I'm ready." He said, "Okay, but before you say anything, I want to tell you a story." He said, "Do you know your Bible?" I say, "Yes, yeah. I know my Bible." He said, "So you know the story of King Saul and David?" So I was like, "Yeah, I've heard the story before." He said, "Well, let me give it to you in a manner in which I had to learn it." And he said, "We always listen to the story of King Saul and David, and everybody think they're David. Everybody think they've been mistreated, and they went from the pit to the palace, and everybody shouts because that's them. They're David. They're not Saul. They never mistreated anybody." And he said, "Well, what you don't see when people explain that text is that sometimes God will sit you in front of a King Saul to get rid of the King Saul in you." He said, "The only reason
Okay,
David..."
stop right there.
Okay.
No. Stop right there. Thank you. Yeah, stop right there. So that's fine. I want that to hang out there for a little bit. Now, one of my most favorite religions is Islam, and I love to talk with my Islamic brothers and sisters, and we have a really good time talking about something. So I'm actually going to hit one of their concepts real quick. The way the story went is King Saul was throwing spears at David because he couldn't handle his anointing. He couldn't handle what was good about him. Some of y'all going through that right now, right? We ain't in religion, we ain't in church. We talking about you right now. Some of y'all got people throwing stuff at you because you in charge and they not. Am I pushing too hard, Grace? Some of y'all got family members throwing spears at you because you made it and you wasn't supposed to. Come on now. You understand what I'm talking about? You understand what I'm talking about? And here's what happened. Through those spears, and the text says David dodged. Then the text says David dodged again. Most of us don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do that. If you one of them real brothers and sisters, now I walked away from you. Now you chase me, you gonna get. You understand, right? If you old school, if you pitch the tent, that's what we have in the circus. You understand? That's old. I know we talk a little funny in Texas, but that we mean it though. That means wherever you gonna do it, that's where you're gonna do it. And I was telling Brian, this is the first time I ever met him. I don't even know the guy. I don't even know him. But what we not gonna do is talk about somebody in a negative way. Never. We're just not gonna do it. Now you can. I let you get your facts out. This is what happened. This is what they did. That's no problem. That was you making an observation. I'll let you say that's a banana tree. That's not you judging. Mm-hmm. If someone did you wrong, yeah, they did me wrong. How they did this. Okay, that's you observing what they did. But what we're not about to do is make this, let's just drag someone all over the table and they're not here.
And he still ain't let me do it, guys. He still ain't let me do it.
I still don't know a single, this was 3-4 years ago, I still don't know a single thing that happened to Brian. I never let him tell, he just can't tell me. I just don't know a single thing about it because we ain't got no time to be talking about this man. We don't. Here's the point. Sometimes the universe will put you under somebody mistreating you to get rid of the mistreater in you. All right. That's what I told him. I told that him in his language because, he sees all, Bible and stuff. But sometimes God will put you with the universe will put you with a bad person in a relationship because you a bad person. And you need to be in that situation to get rid of that badness in you. That's the truth. That is just coming from John Calloway's statement. Remember, yes, we got to walk away from people, but don't you ever forget, this is everybody. If you live a life where you got to walk away from people, it means you just woke up. And you used to be someone they should have walked away from. Ooh, Reverend. You only noticed that you got to walk away from them because y'all was the same. You never knew it when y'all was the same. As soon as you elevated, yeah, you saw it now. Now you got to walk away. That's fair, but you do not judge them. Not John Calloway wasn't doing this, and he's been through too much. John Calloway is a solid guy. We know he wasn't doing this, but I need to say this as a teaching point. If you are woman or man enough to admit that what is happening outside of you first came from in you, you're not gonna be anything. You're not gonna get anything you desire. Michelle Washington, we on you.
I'm doing today. You know what?
Doing pretty
I just
good.
want to say every win. Good. Well, you know what? Let me back up.
Okay.
I've been working 2 jobs since August. And since I've been doing the Think and Grow Rich, my old mind was, oh my gosh, I need to go work. I need to go work. Last week, and I'm really on a different vibration. Last week, I wasn't looking. And, you said that, for us to speak it as it already is happening, and asked me why I found money in my purse that I didn't even know was there. So I say that to say, I need this call just as much. I mean, I need this call. It's just blessing me. And today, I was accused 3 times of something that I didn't do. And I'm the first one to say, if I did it, I'm going to say I did it. But like you said, the old Michelle would have acted differently. But I just said to myself, I'm not going to let people put that on me because I know that's not who I am. And especially since I work with children. I'm a mother. I'm all of that. But I love kids. And I just said, okay, I did not do that. And I just moved on. But again, like you said, the old Michelle would have took on something altogether. But I know, I thank God that, I'm growing and it's showing, because I just said, because my alter ego is Sarah. So, but I don't want to be Sarah anymore. I don't want to, fly off the handle and, I'm very animated, but I just thank God for the call and you all, checking me. And when I say that, just, if I do anything wrong, I always go back and ask for forgiveness. But I was calm. It scared me. I was so calm, it scared me.
I so appreciate
but,
you. Yeah,
like
that's
I
good
said,
stuff.
Thank you.
No, you're very welcome. Yeah. Well, you tell Sarah we love her too. You tell her we love her too. So let me give you some more. Let me give you some more details. I'm gonna just list them real quick because the thing I wanted to push to you today was how do you get everything in business? And I gave you the 3 points right there. It really is. Everything is now. Okay. You need to understand that when you plant a seed, you schedule a harvest. You need to absolutely understand that. But you also need to know that you already won. It's a waiting transfer. You already won. It's a waiting transfer, Robin. Why is it waiting on you? That'll never change. You want it, it's always on you. Always on you. And some of you are going to get it. Some of you are going to say, you know what? I listen to that young man. He crazy. He crazy. I like his beard. He's got a handsome face. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. He crazy, but man, I'm going to do it. And then you're going to run into these infectors. I call them infectors. Now, I pretty much got a book memorized. I'm going to explain to you what another book calls about infecting people, but let's just call them infectors. I call them infectors. These people, y'all know infectors, huh? They get around you and they make your face go, Y'all know those people. No, like you don't know those people. You ever had somebody walk in the room and they messed your whole mood up? It was all good. Like you was comfortable. Like, oh, it's a good party. Infectors are them people that you gotta, like, that Tempest say, who all gonna be there? Because she knows it's gonna be some infectors over there. Tempest good for that. If everyone hears somebody say, who all gonna be there, just ask Tempest to go somewhere. Just in the chat, you say, listen. Infectors, they have this, they're unhappy people that are always unlucky. Y'all know them, don't you? Don't look too hard, because some of you are them. Okay? They're unhappy people that are always unlucky. Rule number 1, you will die if you associate with infectors. You should write that down. You will die if you associate with the infector in your life. Stop trying to love everybody back to wholeness. Okay? No. You should. I'm all for loving people back to wholeness. Some folks, need to be, you just need to leave them alone. They got some deal, or you ain't got the qualification. You need to send them somewhere else, Send them to Pastor Bob. He can help. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't qualified. Pastor Bob been pastoring 30-some years or something, right? You need to work on it. Daryl got a little strong nature about him. Maybe send him to Daryl. He can put him in a place. Honestly, though, they will absolutely kill you. You will die. That's 100% guaranteed. You're either going to die physically or they're going to kill your dreams. And you know it. Something on you is going to die. Your dreams, your marriage, come on now, your money, your peace, something is going to die. Robin said a parasite. She's right. 100% of the time, if you mess with an infector, that's what I call them, because they infect everything, you will die, especially when they're envious of you. When they're envious of you, they will actually kill you. Now, it is unfortunate to have an infector into your life. Okay? When you do, write this down. Don't reap their harvest. Do not stand close enough to an infected to reap their harvest. I'm helping somebody. Yeah. Okay, Grace said I'm helping her. Do not stand close enough to them to reap their harvest. Number 2, they always have a turbulent past. I'm trying to help you recognize an infected. There ain't no cure for no virus. That's what Robin said in the comments. No, she said virus, no cure. Don't be around their harvest. And please believe, Chantel, they always have a turbulent past. So as you ask them, why y'all broke up? And it's always something crazy. They have a long line of broken relationships. Come on, somebody. If you want to know the people, I taught you how to get what you want 100% of the time. I now owe it to you to be more than just a motivational speaker, right? I want to give you transformation here. I don't want to just, I felt good. What did he talk about? Child, I don't know, but it felt good. I ain't got no time for that. Don't classify me with those people, okay? I taught you how to do it. Now I'm teaching you what's going to stop you from getting it. Some of you are going to apply what I said and go home to an infector. I'm sorry, it's my class. I got to walk it hard. They always have a long line of broken relationships. They also have unstable careers. How many people you know never keep a job? But they're good people. Really? Because this ain't about good or bad. This is about, are they an infector or not? It's a lot of good infectors. He got so much potential. Okay, now. Okay. Well, you do that. I tell you what. Hey, Robin, I want to give you, man, give me $20,000. I got so much potential. I might give you a return on investment. Don't make no more sense, huh? No. Don't make no more sense when I say it that way. Don't make no sense. But all of a sudden now, I want you to do the opposite, right? Long line relationships broken, unstable career. This is my favorite. They have a forceful character that sweeps you up and makes you lose all reason. How many of y'all know those people? You are smart, but every time you get around them, you're like, God dog it, why I keep falling for this? I used to date this girl. I'm just saying that shit. I used to date this girl. Let me tell you something, Robin. I knew she was cheating. Child, one day, her phone butt dialed me while she was cheating. I sat there for a whole hour and listened. When you're a fool, you're a fool. Come on, somebody help me out. We all played the fool, huh? That's an old school song. Man, everybody. All right, come on now, though. I got some balanced folk out here. That's it. Got some balance, folks. Margie said her ex-husband. I understand, Margie. Look, me and you the same boat, child. I understand. I knew she was cheap. I had to, Margie, I was so ready to go. I had it. I was packed up. I was ready. And Chantel, she hit me. You know what she hit me with? The stupidest thing ever. No, I wasn't. You right. You sure wasn't. That's how caught up I was. No, I'm being real with you. No, I wasn't. You sure right. These some people that they just make you stop thinking. They make you lose all your logic and reasoning with their forceful attitude. Margie's like, ooh, child, I wasn't that stupid. I was, Margie. I was. Let me tell you. I was. She had me so wrapped up. I'm telling you. I was young, though. I was young, but she had me so wrapped up. But the truth is, these people, they make you. How many of y'all know somebody that make you stop reading your self-help books? Wow. Oh, I just got somebody. I saw somebody. I ain't gonna call you out, but I just got somebody. Ooh, you know what, Robin? I'm mute your mic, Robin. Tell us what you're thinking. Tell us what you're thinking. I want to.
Yes, I totally agree. I have people around me sometimes that make me forget to read my self-help books. And I'm like, why do I have all this frustration, confusion, starting to have animosity, starting to jealousy, starting to have characters of low self-esteem? Like, what the heck is going on? It's like someone would say, well, have you read your Bible lately? And I'm like, oh, I ain't read no books. Let me go read my books. Let me go listen to audio. Let me go reconnect. It's like I disconnected from my source energy, and I had to go reconnect. So, yes, I totally get it.
I get it too, child. Let me tell you. And they good. They good. Robin knows. Look, when I said that, Robin went, oh, my God, yes, right? I get it. I totally get it. They're so good. And what they do is they essentially come in your life and make you vibrate at their level. Because they can't handle you. They can't handle you up here, Femi. You too high, Femi. You too driven. You doing too much. You too. Come on down here with me. Let's argue. I know y'all don't have that problem. Y'all don't have that problem. But I know some folks. I know some folks. Not only do they do that, they have a desire to destroy and unsettle. Everything they want to do is destroy and unsettle. They always want to disrupt stuff. You know what I call them? When it hurts. What? You were that person? That's right. Brian said it hurts when you realize you were that person. I call them professional losers. Would y'all know what I call them, look, I call them professional losers. John Calloway, you're going to love this one. Professional losers, Mo, professional losers. A professional loser is more than just a loser, Robin. A professional loser, Jerome, is a loser that loses professionally. No matter where you put them, Jerome, they always find their way back to zero. I don't care, Jerome. They do this professionally. Search your LinkedIn now to see if anyone got that title. I call them professional losers. Let me tell you, no matter where you put them at, no matter how much of a head start you give them, Daryl, they go right back to zero. hey, you know what? You should come with me. I got a good thing going on here. Back to zero. Professional loser.
Antonio.
Hey, go ahead, Jerome.
You can use this term, professionally stupid human.
Professionally stupid humans there. It is. I'm serious. Like, think about it. You give them a wife, they find a way to go right back to single. Give them a car, they find a way to wreck it.
Or you help
Give
them
them help.
pay all their credit off, and they find themselves back in debt. I've done it.
Come on, girl. You get it. I'm serious. You give them a house, they find a way back there and just have a couch. Give them a couch, they find a way to be on your couch.
Wait a minute.
No matter how much of a head start you give them, they always find their way back to zero. That is a professional loser, a professional infector. It is. Here's what you do. I got 4 things for you. I copy and paste it for you. We'll back up for discussion. Don't argue with them. That's how they trap you. Y'all ever met somebody like that? Come on, don't fool me now. Don't fool me. Liliana, I've been feeling your energy the whole call. Don't fool me. Come on. You know, they argue with you. You be like, I ain't come on, man, stop all that arguing. And they go, I ain't arguing. I'm not arguing. They go 2 weeks, it's all cool. Then they argue me to start going crazy. They get these little withdrawals, and all of a sudden they got to argue with you now. Y'all, am I the only people that know these people? Okay, y'all know these people. As long as you talk to them and you let them disagree, they will automatically trap you and it's over. Because they don't plan on winning the argument. They plan on knocking you off your game. Okay, I'm gonna make this make sense. I was watching sports commentator, ESPN, Scott Van Pelt, right? Okay, I was watching Scott Van Pelt. He's breaking down James Harden. Okay, now Houston Rockets fans, I don't mean to say nothing bad. He was saying, don't mean to say nothing bad. I know. He was saying, no. He said James Harden, he shoots. Literally, it's on there. He shoots, goes up vertical. He says what James Harden is now doing is he shoots away because the goal isn't to make the shot. The goal is to go to the free throw line for 3 fouls. Now, I know she said walk light. I apologize. Then he started throwing out statistics. He said James Harden got fouled behind the 3-point line 95 times this season. Second place, 20. 20. 95 times, 20. Then he said James Harden, I forget the number, I can't remember the number, but he had like 70 4-point plays, 4-point conversion plays, and second place like 17. It's weird. And his thesis was, with facts, was James Harden's not trying to score. He's trying to get to the free throw line. He's throwing up a shot he know he gonna miss so he can get in his game. All right, take it out, James Harden, put it onto your infector. Robin, they not trying to win or argument with you. Sammy, you too happy. Come on now, you too happy. The goal isn't to make you sad. The goal is to make them feel comfortable. And the only way they can feel comfortable is when you're not comfortable. Then they do the same thing. We all heard it. Oh, man, I'm out of here. You tripping. As soon as they knock you out your character, then they blame it on you. Come on now. Yeah, don't argue with them. I'm trying to help somebody. Don't argue with them. Don't try to help them no matter what they say. Don't pass the person on to your friends. Please don't get under tempest. Please. And flee their presence as soon as you know they're an infector. Let's talk about it. So this time, I want you to stay positive, but I don't want you to think about how to win. I taught you that for an hour. I want to see, I understand something. It's called the law of opposites. I understood that the moment I taught y'all how to win 100% of the time, the opposite was going to show up. So you can enjoy the 100%. So now I'm protecting you now. This is my soliloquy. I am protecting you. My theological treatise. I am giving this to you right now because when we hang up, some of y'all gonna get a text message you don't deserve. Some of y'all got to go back inside with a spouse that ain't spoke to you in 2 days. Come on now. And I'm helping you there. Is this fair? So don't focus on the winning. I want you to now focus on the winning around infected. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to filter your question. Someone, anybody, unmute your mic and tell me what you're going to do when the first infector in your reality shows up. I'm listening. Okay, Dana says she'll go. All right. She says, don't even get them attention. I think you had a delay. Did you hear it?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Yeah, she's trying. No, you got that maybe muted. She said, don't even give them attention. That's good. Don't pay attention. All right, everybody write this down. If you want a different reality, pay attention to the reality you want. Only. Robin, let me hear from you.
Well, the Bible says, mildness turns away rage. So I've had an experience today where somebody asked me a question and they felt that I was very nonchalant. And it was just that I wasn't in the emotional space for all of the energy. But mildness turns away rage. And since I didn't have anything into the response and they were very upset, they walked on out the door.
That's right. But rage needs more rage to grow. If you're mild, rage can't grow. Bullies don't attack mild people. The moment a bully see you hurt, sad, affected, that's when they get their power. Chantel? Tempest said in the chat, make sure you, if this is on you, are not that infector.
Said was sometimes the infector is a good infector. Well, like they're playing good, but they're an infector.
Oh yeah, that's the way they roll.
So
they normally cute too.
So when you ask your question, what you're gonna do if an infector comes? I thought about my own. Honestly, this message has been coming to me for the past couple of days, and I even got a headache right now from just all of this. It's kind of just, it's a lot. It's almost like it's like being pounded into me right now. To answer your question, what would you do if an infector was coming to your life after you got off this call? First, I think for myself, I'm going to receive it. I'm going to receive it in a way that's like, okay, just process it.
Good.
And depending on, maybe I'll compliment that person.
Yep.
But something that you said that I feel like really saved me is
I got it. Oh. Hold on. I muted you by accident. Last thing we heard was something you said, Antonio, that saved me. Go ahead from right there.
Okay. Something you said was you do not have to, don't allow it into your space.
That's right.
And it saved me because for a while on this journey, I thought that I had to run from everything. Anything negative, I kept running away. Anything that was in my way, I kept, dodging. I'm you see the memes, I'm dodging negativity like this. I'm dodging negativity. Yeah. See, as you learn and you build and you expand, and here on this call for anybody out there that is coming to your life for a reason. So I say, receive it and then act. I had I was hanging out with somebody, and just recently, like just yesterday, and I just met this person, and he had really good energy, and whatever. He owns a business, and it was upscale to what I used to deal with. And he talks about a podcast he had, and he's like, "You want to hear the podcast?" So I'm like, "Oh, you got a podcast? Okay, right? I'm ready."
Right. You got a podcast, yeah.
Right? And I'm listening to the podcast. And I'm listening. And I'm into it for a minute. You know, I'm feeling it. It's okay. But then my whole mood changed, because as I'm like, I don't want to. This is what is it? Infector. This is infector. And I leave, and he writes me. He says, I feel like I shouldn't have showed you that podcast, because maybe it was too much. And he says it was a little too much. And let me tell y'all my exact words. I want to tell y'all this. I have to, because guess what I was ready to do? Run.
What's that? Yeah.
Right? That's my normal thing. This ain't, nah. I already feel, because y'all, like you're saying here, Antonio, we're at this point. You've got us to this point, and we must receive this. You've gotten us here. We're here. If y'all don't, if you don't get it now, it's that feeling, that transfer, that right there where it was like, okay, what are you going to do? Are you going to let this come into you, or are you going to receive, leave, whatever, flee, however you want to say? But I said this. He said, I hope I didn't scare you away. Looking back now, that podcast seemed like a bit too much. I said, but everything that comes your way for something. So everything comes your way for something. It's cool. I receive it. And now I know what to do accordingly. See, I could have planned it and go on, but I knew that this was for me. I knew that something that came from that was for me, and I'm okay with taking that and realizing that just receiving it for me personally is enough. That's all I need to do. All I need to do is receive it, and then my decisions come after. Everything else plans after. But I want to say that, because this message here has been for me.
Good stuff. Appreciate you, Chantel. We got some other hands up. I'm so sorry. Well, let me see. I haven't heard from Marjorie. Let me hear you real quick. I need to address one of these questions in chat, and then we'll exit. But I do want to give you a chance to speak, because we haven't heard from you in a while.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I believe that for me, my experience became that of my childhood, where the men in my life were not emotionally available. My dad was a good worker and provider and that kind of thing, but he was not available emotionally. He was a great teacher. And so that was my example for men. My grandfather, who was my principal role model because he was there all the time, was basically a functional addict. After work, he was somebody altogether different to alcohol. And so I realized later on that all the guys that I was drawing were addicts and alcoholics. Yeah, okay. So ultimately, I started doing a lot of self-work. Well, I've been doing self-work for a lot of years. But ultimately, with my last husband, I just realized that I deserved better. And I prayed for the self-love, the self-esteem, because he had a lot of beauty about him. I don't want to take that from him, but he was broken. And so I made the decision and the choice that it is me that comes first in my life. And so I dismissed him. And when he tried to come back, I said, lose my phone number. It's done, okay? And that's the way I am about anything and anybody that comes into my space with adverse energy to my desired good. And I bless them, I try not to judge them, and I release them, but you cannot come into my space, period.
Good stuff. Now, here's what I want. Now, I'm actually glad I let you talk, because it kind of fits into what I need to do here for the next 6 minutes or less. Brian asked, well, let me back up. Not that Marjorie's doing this, and it's not even bad, it's positive, but I need to say it because there's so many people, someone hears something, they go, oh yeah, that's it, but then they don't realize their power, so I just want to explain this here real quick. You don't have to cut anything off. You only have to allow or desire what you actually want. I can't stress this enough. Marjorie knows it, that's why, she knows it, but I need to push it to everybody else. You don't have to, if you don't want unhealth, if you only focus on health, then you only get health. You won't get unhealth. The reason why some of you can't lose weight is because you keep focusing on the body you don't want. And you make fun of it every chance you get. I hate my stomach. I hate this. I hate this. You understand? You only need to focus on what you desire, which leads me to the chat. Brian, I'm talking to you. The question Brian posted is, well, what do you do when you are the person that's infecting people's lives? And I just use Marjorie as a kickstand or launching pad to answer your question. If you, Brian, John, Gerald, Let's Chat, Ken Underhill, Susan, Phil, Mo, Chantel, Antonio, Tempest, if you are the one infecting people or your life, let me give you freedom right now. Don't stop. That's too hard. Start the other thing. If you put the energy in the stopping, you won't ever stop. You want me to say, well, just stop infecting people. No, that's energy in the wrong place. You can't keep looking at your flaws. If you keep hurting your wife, start dating her. Did you hear what I said? If you hurt your wife, start dating your wife. If you hurt your husband, start loving your husband. If you nag all the time, start complimenting all the time. You understand? Don't stop. See, pay attention. Y'all not even seeing it. But look at Marjorie. She's in a full state of allowing. I'm looking at it. I've got this whole energy thing going on, right? And that's what I'm talking about. Something I said, she said, oof, wait, let me let this saturate. Let me breathe this in. That's starting something new. Do you get it? You don't stop anything. Stopping puts the energy in the wrong place. Starting only what you desire puts you where you need to be. My challenge to all of you, and then I'll give you some instructions right after this. My challenge, it's been a plum-pleasing pleasure, as Les Brown would say, as spending time with all of you. My challenge to you this week, until we meet again, is recognize the infectors in your life and start spending more time with the blessers of your life. Don't correct those infectors. Don't argue. Don't get trapped. Don't. Simply go out and start attending more classes like this. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to catch this replay, well, there's a couple of things we're going to do. There's some people that have maybe invited you to this call. Go back to them, and they would teach you. This is in the sophomore section of our university. Sophomore section, yay, yay, yay. Sophomore section. They'll teach you how to get that. Also, what I'm going to do as a treat is on the official Facebook page of this wonderful group, I will then allow for you all to see some of these wonderful blessings. So you can always come back and listen to what changed your life. I understand that, ooh, that's a bad business move. And somebody's going to try to say something, and I'm not going to listen. Because it's never a bad business move to pour into people and to make sure that they have access to what changed their lives.
Yeah.
Here in this company, we're going to replay this one and last week one for you. The fact, I'll post the Facebook page in the link right now for you. Give me a second. I'll post the Facebook page and the link right now for you. You'll be able to have it. And the link in the chat right now for you. You'll be able to have it. There we go. All you have to do is go click here. Her. What my sister said. Not that one. Not that one. Not that page. I've taken my page off the official page and I made it this page here. Okay. This page here. We understand this, and please listen to me. For some of you, will be one of the only positive sources you have. And we don't want to take that. Go back to the person who invited you. Go to the page. Become part of our community. We will love on you as long as you're here, and just be friends. Hit us up in the inbox. We will respond to you. We love you. My name is Antonio T. Smith Jr. You can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. We will appreciate you and see you all next Wednesday. Unmute your mics and go ahead and give us some positive energy on the way out of here. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Awesome job.
Blessings.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you. Love you all. Appreciate you.